I know it's probably not easy to be a special police, but looks like I have something from them. This is such a weird intro, dude. What's going on, guys? It's Shay here. What the freak? Oh, let's do that again. What's going on, guys? It's Shay here. Welcome back, guys, to another prop review. Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you guys the SP license, or the Delta Morpher from Tokusou Sentai Dekaranger, aka Power Rangers S.P.D. So with that being said, let's begin. And yes, I am dressed up as my Dekaranger character, Shiro, but I'm not going to be in character this time. I'm going to be just dressed up as him. I got this gun on me as well and everything. So let's go ahead and start this prop review. So the SP license is the Dekaranger, or the Core 5 Dekarangers. It's a standard issue changer. I'm about to say Morpher. I mean, it's the same thing, ain't it? They are used to transform, talk, phone. So here are the three modes. There are three modes to the SP license. We'll get it to the Delta Morpher part in a minute, but I will show you the main parts of the Super Sentai version for anyone who doesn't know what that is. So the just like in the Power Rangers, for any, if that's what you're used to, the original counterpart has also three modes. You have change, phone, and judge. Just like in S.P.D. is what they have. Now, funny enough, this cannot open up. I actually had a old SP license, which was strictly just an SP license, which could actually open. But that was when my props were cheaply made, when I only just used tape, which, again, that was a pretty good take, a pretty good start for like me making props or whatever. But I specifically just made this as a prop, like literally a prop that you cannot open, and it's like a still prop, mainly meant for cosplay and stuff. The more you think about it, even though I don't really cosplay, but I like to change into characters like this. So anyways, I've actually shortened down the SP license. It used to be a little thicker. It used to have 2 more layers of cardboard, but I removed that, and now it only has 4 layers of cardboard to make it more slim and a little more easy to hold in my hand, because at one point it was not easy to hold in my hand. So that's one thing that I did with this. And with the change mode up here, it also doubles as a badge, where you need to present yourself like, oh, like, hey, like, this is what I need. This, okay, so basically it's like this. They go up to someone and hey, look, I'm special. I'm part of special police, and I need you guys to, like, but I don't know how they do that to the point where when you press it, you don't transform. It's because that you need to say the morphing call first, or the transformation call first, in order for you to actually transform into Dekaranger. That's as far as I know. I don't really know the whole physics behind that, because Bond did it in the Dekaranger versus Obranger movie. He did it to the owner of the Dino House, which I'm not gonna freaking say in case no one has watched that, which I'm pretty sure a lot of Super Sentai fans probably have watched if you're a big fan of Dekaranger or Obranger. So yeah, that's really all about the change mode. And yes, has a badge. When you open it, on the toy version as well, there is a badge that down here that actually has the Rangers, or the Rangers' weapon info, their name. I do know, I think in S.P.D, in Power Rangers S.P.D, I think they have their badge, their rank, genetic abilities, or something like that. Or that's what they have to state when they're being roll called or called upon or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, when you press the button, this will actually come down, and it will come down, and it will, and if you have to yell the phrase emergency Dekaranger in order for you to transform, or if you want to be more freaking weeaboo-ish and say it how to Japanese, which is emergency Dekaranger. And that sounds really cringe, but oh well. But yeah, that's the main thing about this, is that it's meant for changing or transformation, calling, and judging alienizers. Now in Dekaranger, this is Power Rangers SPD, in Dekaranger, the enemies, or like the people who cause crime and are able to be the leader, are called alienizers. I don't know what they're called. I think they're just called aliens in Power Rangers SPD. I've actually watched a few episodes a while, like maybe a few days ago maybe, and I love SPD, dude. I love both seasons because they're equally good. Especially for a Disney season. What is the next thing up here? Obviously, the phone mode. Now, originally, I was supposed to just have the switch here, right here, at the phone mode, but it looks like it's at the change mode, but I try my best to make it look like it's a phone. So, let's pretend we're switching to phone mode. So, switching to phone mode, basically, you're able to talk, you're able to, like, put in codes or anything. Like, if you're able to try to analyze something, the SP license is really useful in that, and same thing for the Delta Morpher. But I feel like that the SP license is more reserved for like analyzing things. and whatnot. And yeah, dude, like, it's just really cool because in the show, and like in certain episodes, you can actually see the Dekaranger like doing work on their SP license, like scanning an alienizer, or like, you know, like using the ability, like using the scanning ability, you know, to see what's going on up there and whatever. And I've seen this is used prominently in Dekaranger. Now, one thing that a lot of people have to remember, if you want to become a Dekaranger, I'm just saying, if you really want to, losing an SP license is a huge offense. I mean a huge offense, due to the fact that that when Yumiko, aka, or I can't really pronounce her actual name, but Yumiko, aka Deca Pink, in episode 5, while she was shopping, she lost her SP license, and Doggy Kruger was pissed. Also, can we still, I know this has been a debate for a while, but can we all admit that Doggy Kruger in America in Power Rangers SPD looks better than the one in Dekaranger? He still looks cool in Dekaranger, but he looks more like a furry. I'm not against furries, I'm just saying, it just looked really freaking weird to me. Like, I think ever since I actually seen Dekaranger, like seen like the intro or whatever, like his appearance in Dekarangers always looked really childish. But in America, he looks way cooler, like scales and everything. That was just really weird tangent, but okay. So yeah, she lost this for like a few minutes, and Doggy Kruger was mad, and he was like, Yumiko, you do not lose your SP license, otherwise it is a great offense. And I do know that if you lose it for a short amount of time, I think you can actually get your SP license revoked, as far as I know, and they can make you step down from being a Dekaranger. I think that's what it is. So the next mode that we have is the Judge mode. This is probably by far one of the coolest modes on the SP license, or Delta Morpher. It's the coolest mode on, I think it's cooler in freaking in SPD, because you don't kill alienizers, or in Ned they don't kill the aliens, instead they capture them in containment cards, which I find cool. So anyway, the Judge mode, let's pretend we're switching to Judge mode. So Judge mode is basically where you're basically kind of like, you have the alienizer like right there at them, and you tell them all the crimes that they have done. You state their name, first off, you state their name, you state all the crimes that they have done, and then after you say that, you say judgment. Or if you want to say it the way the Japanese say it, they actually have a word for it in Japanese, but they say judgment in English. So after they say their names, they go judgment, and then they say it really similar to like how I said it. And if they're pronounced guilty, then the delete is approved, or delete to kyoka, or I think that's how they say it. And when it's not approved, like when they're innocent, then it's the other way around. Delete is not approved, or deletion is not approved. And that was only once or twice in the show. Every other alienizer has been found guilty, but two of them has only been found innocent, which is why they haven't been killed. So yeah, I guess that's really about it. I will be doing the morph in a few minutes, or the transformation for both Dekaranger and SPD. But let me give you a little bit of information on what the SPD, or the Delta Morpher, offers. So the same thing with the freaking it's the same thing with how it is in Japan. You know, the change in phone mode is the exact same, but the Judge mode is pretty interesting. Funny enough, as far as I know, you can judge anyone in SPD. You can judge humans, and they can still get put in a containment card. For example, the first episode where Boom is trapped into a containment card by Kat, where she said that he was guilty because he ate a piece of cake. Like, he ate the last piece of chocolate cake or something like that, and she judged him or whatever. And if I can remember this correctly, the Delta Morpher and Judge mode, it can sense sense like your mood or something like that. It can sense a whole bunch of things to the point where it never lies, and it always proves that you're guilty or you're innocent. So that is why I like the Judge mode better in SPD. But every other mode, like the phone mode, is probably my favorite, because you get to talk up here or whatever. But yeah, so that's really all about that. And if funny enough, I actually might make the SPD containment card. That'd been cool to go along with this. But funny enough, I only just made this, to be specific. So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and freaking end it there. And since this isn't a weapon, I don't need to do a test for this except for the transformation. Now, funny enough, the transformation both in S.P.D and Dekaranger are the exact same, almost literally. In S.P.D, in Dekaranger, they do it a little bit. Well, for some of them, like, they go like this and like that. But for like Bond or someone, he goes like this, like that. So, but in S.P.D, they all go like this. Like the thing, they all go S.P.D emergency, like that, you know? And due to the fact that they don't have a pistol, they have a real unique weapon, which was never given a name for some reason in S.P.D. I would have loved to learn the name of that. Another really random tangent. If these were adapted into S.P.D, I would have loved to see what these were called. They could have been called like the Delta Shooter, or because, you know, their weapons are all like Delta Max, Delta, and stuff like that. They could have probably been named like, I don't freaking know, like the let's say they could have made a really nice thing like a Delta Striker, not to be confused with the Delta Max Strikers on the Rangers. So that would have been cool if they adapted this, but I'm assuming they probably thought this was a little too, I guess, unchild friendly. I don't know the freaking word, but maybe they assumed that this was not good enough for American standards because this is a gun in the Super Sentai, and in the Power Rangers they have their own unique weapon, which is a blaster. Funny enough, it makes a whole lot of sense why they have that, due to the fact that it takes place in 2025 when Dekaranger takes place in the year I was born, which was in 2004, and it does the same thing going along the years or whatever. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do the transformations. I'm so nervous, dude. Roger, change to standby. Emergency. Dekaranger. Face on. Now we're gonna do S.P.D. I feel really weird when I do these morphs or whatever. Do they, like, for some moves they just feel really cringe, some they just feel really weird, but let's just move on to the S.P.D one. Ready. S.P.D emergency. I think they do some sort of flip or something like that. They land on the ground, and then I'm gonna just do a random one. S.P.D blue. Let's just say that, because in Dekaranger, Hoji, or Deca Blue, is actually my favorite Dekaranger. But in terms of personality, Sin is my favorite. Badass character. Probably the best Dekaranger in the whole show, but I mean, Hoji's my personal favorite. But when I was actually making this, let's see if you guys can see that. For anyone who notices that is actually the number 2 for the Blue Ranger in both. And I was originally going to have like a number down here to signify which one this is supposed to be for, but I eventually ended up painting over that because it just felt really weird. And I would say felt really redundant, but I don't think that's the proper way to use that word. So I guess you guys are this ain't a video unless like if I don't use this isn't a freaking proper review. Well, for this specifically. Now, if I make something else relating to this, I was actually planning to make the D Smashers, which are weapons that are exclusive to Dekaranger. Now, when I was actually looking at those pictures of those weapons, if those were adapted into S.P.D, I have the perfect name for them: the Delta Smashers. I have a really good name for them. I have a really high feeling that would have been the name for those weapons in S.P.D if they adopted them, or they adapted them. For those who don't know what the D Smashers are, these are the weapons right here. They were only seen in the movies of Dekaranger. They were never seen in the show. Like, they were never seen in the show, and they were only seen in the Dekaranger Full Blast Action movie, which was Dekaranger's Midsummer movie, and they were also seen in the Dekaranger's 10 Years After movie, and I think they were also appeared in the Gavin vs. Dekaranger movie. And the Full Blast Action movie, the Midsummer movie for it, it was Mary Gold, which was Deca Gold, which we sadly got a chance to, which I still consider the worst Super Sentai Ranger ever, because she had probably the littlest screen time of every single exclusive Ranger out there, obviously. And even after finding out like you know, how she was able to like get shot up in the middle or getting close to the end of transforming, even saying face on to signify that yes, I'm fully transformed and I'm ready to fight. It's just weird, dude. And then the next time that they were used was by Asam Asimov and Mugi Grafton, which were the Neo Dekaranger which Neo Deca Red and Deca Yellow in the 10 Years After movie, when they were evil, which I think is hints to why I think they're called the Neo Dekaranger. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.